For a while, we thought that hippo was hunted by the lions. But soon we noticed this. It was an iron rod used as a spear. Hippo was victim of the human-wildlife conflict. I never wanted to start the day 3 story on a negative note, but as a wildlife photographer, it is obligatory on me to share this. In recent times, I have been reading about such incidences happening in Mara. Sadly, it also involved lions in many cases. But to see it with your naked eyes and also photograph it was disturbing. I do not know how to narrate this story, and I am no expert in that. But one thing is very sure, that this is not good for the future of Mara, its wildlife, and the people around. If you are following this channel, you must be aware that I am presenting an 8-part series on my photographic safari which I led recently to Maasai Mara and Samburu. This is the 3rd part, and I urge you to watch part 1 and part 2 of the series. Link will be provided in the description. To get all the future notifications, all you need to do is just subscribe to this channel and ring that bell icon. Whoever goes to Mara shoots this type of images. It has become customary, and that morning we also explored the same. There are specific camera settings which are required to shoot this type of images. I have a full video on that, and you can watch it by clicking on this link. I will also link it in the description below. We continued our safari through the Topi Plain. On our way, a huge herd of buffalo was seen. Lions were on the hunt. They were trying to single out one member out of this herd. But what we saw instead was exactly opposite. Huge members of buffalo and their united strength compelled lions to withdraw the plan. It was getting hot, and hippo preferred to take a dip. Tawny eagle was on a lookout for potential prey. During my November 2023 safari, I witnessed marsh eagle hunting a baby gazelle and feasting on it. Whenever you are shooting portrait of a solitary bird or an animal for that matter, zoom in, go close to the subject, magnify it, use the widest aperture possible, and see to it that the background is far away from the subject. This way, you will be able to separate the subject from the background, and subject will be popped out in your frame. Crocodile was basking in the sun, and I made this frame. A striking example of a bad composition. Sometimes during wildlife safari, It is not possible for you to get a proper angle. Either the animal is not in a proper position or you are not able to position your vehicle to get a proper perspective. There are two things possible in such cases. Number one, refrain from shooting. And number two, take one or two record shots if you think that the animal is important. Nema, the female cheetah, was on a hunt. Anxiety was palpable amid the herd of gazelles. We positioned our vehicle speculating the direction of hunt, but nature cannot be predicted. It cannot be controlled. Speculations and calculations often go wrong. Cheetah did hunt, but we were too far from the action. We altogether missed the hunt. Only after baby gazelle was hunted, we reached the spot. Other members of the herd were watching the baby die. I wanted to document this, and for that, I reduced the aperture size to f32 and shot relatively wide at 210mm focal length. These two parameters ensured that the gazelles, which were too far behind the cheetah, are also in relative zone of sharpness. I always use aperture priority mode for my wildlife photography. It gives me control over my depth of field. One important thing to remember here, whenever you are changing a particular setting for a specific image, once that image is taken, revert that particular setting to its original. Immediately after, I took this photograph with f6.3. I hope you got the point. We called off our morning safari and went back to the camp for lunch and afternoon siesta. In the evening, we returned to the same spot where the lions and hippo was seen in the morning. Light was perfect to make some beautiful portrait images. And we got some good interaction between the mother and the son, which was actually a breakaway faction of Topi Pride of Lions. As the sun was setting down, lions returned to the hippo. By this time, crocodile also joined the scavenging party. Obviously, lions were not happy with this. A large group of hyenas assembled and slowly started approaching the dead hippo. It was already 6:45 p.m. and we started our journey back to the camp. On the way, we met some elephants. And I made this frame. Try to frame the subject within a natural boundary. This is also called framing within the frame. Moon was well above the horizon and it required a vertical framing to include it within the four boundary walls of the picture. The day was over with the mixed feeling. I chose this image as photo of the day for its strong conservation message. Let us hope that such things are not repeated in future. Unfortunately, there is no quick solution to this issue. Thank you for watching.